World Day of the Poor. Stretch forth your hand to the poor is the theme of the 4th World Day of the Poor. Poverty always appears in a variety of guises and calls for attention to each particular situation. Generosity that supports the weak, consoles the afflicted, relieves suffering and restores dignity to those stripped of it is a condition for a fully human life. The decision to care for the poor, for their many different needs, cannot be conditioned by the time available or by private interests. Encountering the poor and those in need constantly challenges us and forces us to think, how can we help to eliminate or at least alleviate their marginalization and suffering? In order to help the poor, we ourselves need to live the experience of poverty. We cannot feel alright when any member of the human family is left behind and in the shadows. The ability to stretch forth our hand shows that we possess an innate capacity to act in ways that give meaning to life. A hand held out is a sign that immediately speaks of closeness, solidarity, and love. In these months, when the whole world was prey to a virus that brought pain and death, despair and bewilderment, how many outstretched hands have we seen? This pandemic arrived suddenly and caught us unprepared, sparking a powerful sense of bewilderment and helplessness. Yet, hands never stopped reaching out to the poor. This has made us all the more aware of the presence of the poor in our midst and their need for help. This year's theme, Stretch Forth Your Hand to the Poor, is thus a summons to responsibility and commitment as men and women who are part of our one human family. At the same time, the command, Stretch Forth Your Hand to the Poor, challenges the attitude of those who prefer to keep their hands in their pockets and to remain unmoved by situations of poverty in which they are often complicit. Indifference and cynicism are their daily food. What a difference from the generous hands we have described. Amid all these scenarios, the excluded are still waiting to sustain a lifestyle which excludes others or to sustain enthusiasm for that selfish ideal. A globalization of indifference has developed. Almost without being aware of it, we end up being incapable of feeling compassion at the outcry of the poor, weeping for other people's pain and feeling a need to help them as though all this was someone else's responsibility and not our own. We cannot be happy until these hands that sow death are transformed into instruments of justice and peace for the whole world. Our lives will sooner or later come to an end. Remembering our common destiny can help to lead a life of concern for those poorer than ourselves or lacking the opportunities that were ours. There is also an end or goal towards which each of us is tending, and this means that our lives are a project and a process. The end of all our actions can only be love. This is the ultimate goal of our journey, and nothing should distract us from it. This love is one of sharing, dedication and service, born of the realization that we were first loved and awakened to love. We see this in the way children greet their mother's smile and feel loved simply by virtue of being alive. Even a smile that we can share with the poor is a source of love and a way of spreading love. An outstretched hand then can always be enriched by the smile of those who quietly and unassumingly offer to help, inspired only by the joy of living. So, today, let's look around and find a chance to reach out to a poor person in our neighborhood.